Ah, look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
I
now
think we are
streaming
live on the
Facebook.
internet.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Amazon.
How are you, Jim?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Yes, we're very good. We're very good.
We've been looking forward to this, man.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking forward to it so much. I thought it was last Monday and I came rushing home from training. And then I saw you
get back.
I was like, just watch it instead.
Yeah. No, that was a good one.
Where me and Connor just sat and got miserable about the government and gigs not happening.
Yes. Oh, yes.
It was very high energy, that one.
Yeah, we got quite afterwards. We had a chat afterwards, and it was a little bit. We're sad now. But this is we're going high energy on this one, Jimmy.
I love Angry Connor. Like I don't think I've ever seen it. It was the first time I've seen it, and I was like, oh yeah, awesome. You know when you get like a hologram and you look at it from a different angle. I was like, it's Connor, but I don't quite recognize this version. This is cool, and I stuck around.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah,
I know you, the busiest and fastest man in Wales at the moment, I think. So
yeah, I'm busy. I'm really busy. I went from like just having nothing to do because of lockdown, and then just I've only got myself to blame. But I've just become the busiest person going at the moment.
That's nice. It's nice to be busy.
Yeah, I like it. It is. I like it.
Yeah, you've been like a proper inspiration to a hell of a lot of people during all this. Thanks to how busy you've been. So take something from that.
That's good. That's good to hear. And like people keep on telling me, this thing would have totally bombed if it wasn't for lockdown. Nobody would have watched it. So it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, it's good that something positive has come out of a negative situation, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. I think that's
let's just get straight into it, really. I know that the majority of the chats we've had with people in the past, what feels like 12 months, but it's mostly sort of like music orientated and stuff. But yours is sort of it's a different journey, really, isn't it? It's a bit of everything that you've
it's
down with.
Involved no music making whatsoever, but I've fallen more in love with music than I ever have in my life, which is I've upped the amount I'm running, and by running more I've listened to more music than ever, discovered like not even genres that have been out of reach, just genres I just hadn't given the time to. It's just been wild. I started off lockdown, I wrote a few songs, but nothing now. I'm just all about listening to what other people have to say.
Other people have been. Well, where did your sort of your love of music or your interest in music start then? Where's the catalyst for that?
My dad's he's a massive music fan, loves it, and just being a kid on Saturday mornings, my mum would be polishing everything which was made of wood in the house, and my dad
good bit of G plan.
Yeah. She would just do some intense cleaning, and my dad would just, and I'm talking 4 or 5 years old, and he would sit me down and we'd listen to like a Bowie album all the way through. Then it'd be like a Captain Beefheart album, just country, everything. It was just I think my love of going deep into an album comes from him, because we would sit down and listen to an album all the way through, and it definitely comes from him.
No, fantastic. So
then my musical narrow-mindedness comes from him as well, because
it's not so narrow-minded now, though. You just, after what you just said there,
it's changed.
Give everything a chance, really.
Yeah, totally. I'll listen to anything now, and I won't worry about what my preconceived notion of that genre is. I'll just give it a go.
Apart from a Slipknot album.
I've only listened to one. Loads of people have said you've listened to the wrong one, try another one and you might like it, but it's like getting food poisoning off sushi and then going back for more sushi. I need to stop feeling ill first. I still
they get like Vietnam style flashbacks of listening to Slipknot records.
100%. Yeah, I did not enjoy that. That was quite painful.
I did. I thoroughly enjoyed that. A bit of Schadenfreude going on there. But yeah, so what was sort of, were you playing in bands or anything in college? What was the sort of vibe when it came to writing songs and things? When did that sort of start?
I wrote my first song when I was about 5 on a little acoustic guitar, and it was about, I remember it to this day, it's about Desperate Dan, and he got stuck on a pigsty. He got stuck going from one field to another, and that was a song, and it was just like, I was just playing the guitar open. And then I was always writing songs, and then my dad's primarily a keyboard player. I used to try and write stuff on there, and they were all just like, I had this thing about writing about people stuck getting from one place to another. It's so weird. Like if I look back, it was about someone trying to get off a boat onto land, someone trying to get from one field to another, someone trying to cross the road. So I just seemed to write loads of those when I was a kid. And then when me and my mates, we were like 14 or 15, I joined a band. And it was really Oasis. Yeah, it sounded like Oasis. It was Oasis.
Yeah.
And I only had a really little practice amp. It was like that big. And the lead guitarist had a 100-watt Marshall stack. And I did gigs with them like that, so no one could hear what I was saying. And then, me and my best mate, Mark, who's a guitarist in the band now, we'd start a band together in school. And we just, we hung around at car boot sales and wrote songs based on what people were selling at car boot sales. And that's how we wrote our stuff, genuinely. Yeah.
So what was your writing process? Oh yeah, we used to go and hang around and watch people in car boot sales.
Honestly, we had a song called Car Boot Melody, which was about a day at the car boot sale. And then we had another one called She Makes Me Play Board Games. Because we saw this woman selling board games and she made us play them before we bought them.
Right.
She sounds like great fun.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she was probably a witch or something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's nice, man. That's crazy. Oh dear.
I was just thinking, I think the first time that I properly met you, I think we've discussed this a couple of times, was at a Future of the Left gig in Birmingham, where if my friend Joe is watching now, he's got Vietnam style flashbacks of this day, because for anyone who doesn't know, Jimmy was a bit of a wild man, and at this particular gig, I think Bernie, Music Box Bernie, was playing drums at the time for Fottle, and then you were on Bernie's shoulders, chasing everyone around the Institute in Birmingham with a Pepper Army gaffer tape to the end of a drumstick.
Yeah.
And much to my friend Joe's dismay, he's a vegetarian. But I think you then gaffer taped a bottle of Beck's to his forehead and then waterboarded another grown man on the floor using him. So that was I've still got a lovely photograph of that. I think it's framed somewhere in the house. Yeah, it was. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And I'm like, who is this man? And then 4 or 5 years later, I moved to Cardiff, and I think I was just drinking in Tiny Rebel, and you were there, and I was like, hang on a second. This is, we've come full circle around here.
Yeah, watch out. That's my first invention. That's the gaffer taping a beer bottle to a head is called the beer unicorn. That's the first thing I properly invented as an adult.
You patented it. Have you got one of those weird drawings that they used to do in the 70s to patent things?
It's just I just hang around waiting for someone to do it, and then I stop them, and I said, if you're going to do
mine.
That, I invented it. I don't even know why I started doing that. I remember the first time I did it. It was in Australia, and I just thought, I'm going to gaffer tape a beer bottle to this guy's head, and then I'm going to pick him up and pour it all over the front row. I don't know.
So we did it. This wasn't just a solo event that you've seen specifically, Rich. You used to do it.
No. It was. I found out afterwards. This was a trademark move. It was sort of a finisher move, if you will.
Every gig finished like that.
But if it was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, it's Jimmy's special trick is waterboarding grown men with beer. Basically.
I know. Me and Bernie, when Bernie toured with us, we would just laugh so much at the guy that I picked on, because we'd see them after the show and they'd have hair missing.
Because Joe had hair down to his shoulders and you'd just gone right in on there. But
I'd usually
that was a fantastic time.
Yeah, I'd pick the hairiest man usually. That was my. And I'd spend the whole gig thinking about who was going to get this beer bottle. And That's when my guitar playing was so shit, probably.
But yeah, like, but I mean, you're a showman really at the end of the day, and like everyone loves just the energy that you bring to, well, anything really. We just say like with the Running Punks thing, which obviously we'll get properly into, but the energy that you had from all the live stuff and the songs that you wrote and everything,
Yeah.
you've just transferred it onto something else.
Yeah, it's I'm definitely manic, and and if I'm not working hard, then that energy will probably become a bad thing. It's definitely like a monster with two heads, and I have to work out how I'm gonna ride it. Honestly, it's like rodeo. My energy is like a mad bull, and in the morning I have to come down, jump a fence, and just go, right, let's try and ride this thing, and try and use it for good. So yeah, if I'm being creative and I'm throwing myself into something I love, then that energy just comes through as like a positive thing, and like people are like, oh, this guy's cool, let's go for a run with him. But if I'm not doing something, sorry, I just drank alcohol-free beer too quickly. If I'm not doing something I enjoy, the energy will become like a dark thing. It'll become like a black hole, and it'll suck people in, and it's not nice. So yeah, energy's good, but harness it properly.
Yeah, you got harness it in the right way.
Yeah.
Well, talking about like the whole energy side to it, then we'll go back a bit. I want to talk about obviously the athletic side to it, but the sort of professional running Jimmy back then. How did you get into running or something? I suppose something. How did you get into running? Surely you just start running and realize I like this. But was it a school thing or what was the vibe?
Yeah, the shorts weren't short enough in rugby. So
oh, okay. Did they not V up on the sides enough?
I went to the library and I just researched what sport has got the shorts, and it was running.
Yeah.
No,
that's me.
Put that as a headline.
Yeah.
I was like a quiet kid, and I didn't like the
believe
social life.
that at all.
Honestly, it's mad. It's really true. And I would like cry a lot. And I would be scared, like if we were on holidays, I'd be scared that my parents were going to leave me and my sister in a hotel and run away. So if they were going to a restaurant, they had to leave the keys with us because I was like, you're going to run away. And I don't know. So my parents' way of me overcoming that was sport. And the very first sport I did was Aikido, because it was like placed on the road from the house where they did Aikido. So I went there. Didn't like it. Then it was swimming, and I entered like a swimming gala, dived into the water, and jumped straight back out crying because I just hated it. And then it was tennis, and I hated tennis.
And you just ticked every sport off and just gone, nope. And
then it was football, and I enjoyed football. I really enjoyed football because they just put me in the midfield, and basically, like my dad or the coach would just say, your job is literally just to run around after this guy all day and don't let him have a ball. And I was like, that sounds great. I'll do that.
That sounds great, yeah.
Yeah. And then someone saw that I did that well in football, and they're like, oh, that could be kind of good in rugby. So I played in a centre in rugby, and it was like, your job is to not let that guy run past you for 80 minutes. So I was like, great.
So it's all very running based, basically.
Yes. And then I went to... I was good at rugby, and I had a sports scholarship to a school in England, and I went there, and the PE teacher did the long jump at the LA Olympics, I think, and he kind of saw me run in like during rugby training, and he was arm over the fence like that, and he just called me over and he said, I think you should be an athlete. Don't waste your time with rugby, do athletics. And he just basically made me an athlete. He just said, give it a go. And that was like the last sport I tried. I tried everything, and that was the one I enjoyed the most. Yeah. Because it was the same as what I was being told to do in football and rugby. It was to run after people. So then it was like, you're all just
the difference with the track running is you're supposed to be in front of everyone, and everyone's trying to keep up with you.
Like even the way I was introduced to athletics, it was the same. It would be like, so I'd do a race, and then my coach or my dad, wherever, would say, this guy's the fastest. Stay as close to him as you can, and go past him at the end. And then that was
fair. You're giving away some trade tactics there.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, this sport is easy. If that's all you got to do.
What was it like running in a final of a World Championships? What's the day like? I know everyone hears about Usain Bolt eating chicken nuggets and playing PlayStation, all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
What is it like on an athlete like yourself in that situation?
Mine was weird because we were in Moscow, and like nobody expected me to get to the final. Nobody even expected me to get through my heat. So like I came second in the heat, just behind the Olympic champion at the time, who was from Russia, and he was my hero. Like he was my hero, and the fact that I even got to run with him was like mind blowing. And we had a really good race. So I went through the semi-final. Like I just went for it, and I broke a Welsh record, and I got to the final. And then the final was the day after, so I'd done 2 days like really intense racing, and then I went to the bar. I went to the bar in the team hotel, and I had a pint, and then I went up to bed, and I just could not sleep. Like I could not sleep. I was so excited. And my race was the last race at the World Championship, so I had to wait like for everything all day. And this sounds absolutely bonkers, right? But I sound crazy saying this, but I was allergic to the carpet in the team hotel, right? There's something about the carpet in the team hotel that I don't think it had ever been hoovered, and it made my eyes water. It made me feel like I had a cold.
Yeah.
So in the morning, I woke up and I didn't have a lot of sleep, and I was just like, I want to go to the stadium. And the team manager was like, your race isn't for like 8 or 9 hours. Just chill out, go back to bed. I was like, I can't stay here. I just can't stay here. I hate the carpet in this hotel. So I jumped on the first bus to the stadium, and I lay down on a massage table. And then I kept thinking, like, oh, what sports car am I going to buy when I win Welsh Sports Personality of the Year?
Nice.
I kept thinking of stuff like that. And Mogwai had just released Mr. Beast. I think it was Mr. Beast. That's one of the albums, isn't it? Some Mogwai album. That had just come out, and I just had that on iPod, and I was just listening to that. And I just chilled out. I just loved it. Just had like the best day. It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah. No nerves, nothing. Just the only time I got nervous was when I got to the call-up room, which is where, so they call you up like 20 minutes before you race, and you sit in this little room with everybody you're racing. And we were sitting there, and it was like the Olympic champion at the time, who was my hero. You had Bungai, the Kenyan athlete, who was like another hero. You had Muladzi from South Africa, who I just worship because he was like the toughest 800-meter runner in the world. He was built like a boxer. And I was just sitting there like, oh my God, this is insane. This is amazing. And then I went in the kit bag to get my socks on, and I didn't pack my socks. I had a pair of my sister's socks. They were like pink with flowers on. So that was the only time I got nervous. I was like, oh, this is going to go wrong now.
Yeah.
In the World Champs, and I got pink socks on. But yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. I loved it.
I can't get over you going on about that carpet, man. I'm just thinking of, you know, when you're like 4 and you're like, oh, the floor's lava.
It was insane because
you can see him escaping out of a hotel window down like a sheet rope that he's made. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, there was so much stuff about that World Championships, which like I'm writing a book at the moment, and there's just I just keep remembering it. Like I just go back there and I'm like, that everything that happened there was crazy. For example, the day we got there to Moscow, me and a guy called Neil Spate, who was running the 1500 meters, we were roommates, and we checked into our room, and I was like, man, I really want to go for a run. Do you want to go for a run? He's like, I'll come for a run with you. So we went outside in Moscow in March, just jogging. And we found this like cosmonaut park. So like old rockets there, and we just jogging around there, like being idiots, having a laugh. Then we went back and had a team meeting. And like the head of UK athletics at the time, I can't remember his name, I think it was Dave Collins. He's like, right, before we start this meeting, I'm sure I don't need to tell anybody, but it's like -20 outdoors, don't go running. And like, one of the assistant coaches like whispered in his ear, and he's like, oh, I've just been told that Jimmy and Neil have just been for a run. We were like, yeah, it was cold, wasn't it? It was really cold.
Yeah, a little bit chilly.
Yeah. It was great.
Fair play, man.
Yeah.
I look forward to that. I don't really read, but I'd be fully up for that, man. Having a read through that. Yeah,
it was kind of like the book has existed in my head for a couple of years, and then I read something by a writer called Lydia Davis. She's got like a book of essays which just came out, and she's one of my favorite short story writers. And she talks about how she puts ideas into actual words. And she mentioned someone there who wrote an autobiography. Like, he felt his life was so crazy. He was like, how am I going to get this down on paper? And he just dedicated a chapter to each letter in the alphabet. So he went A, B, C, D. And I was like, oh, A, athletics. So I wrote a chapter for athletics. Yeah. B, like, well, I'm not going to tell you what B is. You'll have to buy it. and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I know what to do now.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So yeah, it's like 27 chapters because I started with a number. I started with my number from the World Champs.
Nice.
Is that right? Yeah.
It's exciting.
That's amazing, man.
Cool.
So I'll step back to music again, because obviously with the Vega Bodega's record, because I said I wanted to talk about the recording and stuff with that, because I know like Bernie and you are incredible friends and stuff, and I know you did a lot of the stuff at Music Box and stuff, and Bernie's popped up quite a bit through all these conversations that we've had with people, especially with his like connection with Soon Festival and all that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, how was that? Like I get it. I bet it was pretty crazy, but like straightforward. What would you say?
The recording, it was probably the first time I've ever taken recording seriously, because it was like the first thing I'd done since Future left, and I was like, right, I really want this to sound good. And the songs we'd had the songs for ages, like some songs and they were like 3 or 4 years old, and it was about like getting excited about playing those songs again, as if like you want to play them as if it's the first time you played it, even though some of them I was like, oh my god, like we played this song so many times. So it was really, I was really like organized going into it, and I had everything written down, the order I wanted to record everything, and I was like, I'm going to take this really seriously. And then classic Jimmy Watkins, I went out the night before and I got absolutely shit-faced. And then went down the studio and I just had the shakes and everything. And
That's the worst.
I hadn't drunk for like 3 months up until then or something.
Right, yeah.
I was on a bit of a health kick then. And yeah, I just went down the studio and I was like, oh my God, I've blown it. This is going to sound shit. But it gave everything a bit of nervous energy. So I think that overcame the issue of making songs sound like it was the first time you played it, because it pretty much was.
Yeah.
I was playing stuff going, I can't remember what happens.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, we worked with Charlie Francis, and obviously we did it on Music Box, which is, I just love going there. I can't imagine really recording anywhere else. And it was just like, yeah, we did it 2 days, then we had a break, then we went back for another day to finish it. And it was just so nice because the guys in the band were in a band with me in school, and we never recorded anything because when you're kids you just play gigs and like you don't worry about recording. So it was just so nice to go into the studio with them and just like see what they were like with someone like Charlie Francis. Was amazing because I don't think they kind of worked with anybody like that. So it was just cool to see how they reacted to his methods of working, and yeah, it was. I loved it. It was definitely like my favorite recording experience.
It sounds like if they were like a little bit apprehensive, then you turning up with the hangover shakes probably didn't help at all.
The fear.
I had a velour t-shirt on, which just about fitting me. It was like super tight. And I had this, for some reason I got like a really big camouflage jacket, which is like pink and purple. I wore that. And I was just like, I didn't even know what was going on. I can't remember the drive from Llanelli to Cardiff. Like.
That wasn't one of the nights, was it, where, because I think you and I went out and I was like, well, you don't live in Cardiff, what are you going to do? He goes, I'm just going to sleep in the van. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It was.
Just take your coat off and put it over you.
Just put it over the top. Yeah. I just had this horrible feeling like I was going to walk through Grangetown or something one day and then just watch Jimmy fall out the back of a van and go, let's go.
Yeah, I did a job and they gave me like a company van, a transit. Right. Yeah, and it was like I used to just like have a little nap in there now and again.
Yeah.
We'll take that one off the record then. It sounds like I shouldn't have mentioned that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Turn your boxers inside out, take your socks off the foot, put it on the other foot.
Yeah.
Turn my face inside out. So
yeah.
Different person. Let's go.
Everybody can hear my nightmares from my skull. Yeah, but I don't know, recording our album was nice, and I still love the sound of that album.
Yeah,
and
it's a great record.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I remember actually you heard us play the song Witchcraft for the first time, and you were like,
Yeah, it was.
that's
It the right hand, left hand show? It was downstairs in club. I remember that for sure.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't. Sorry, it was Wilderness with Los Blancos.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. I remember you saying that's because we weren't sure about that song.
No, that's a riff and a half.
Yeah. You said that, and I was like, oh, yeah. We got to keep it.
It's one of those tracks where you listen to it on the record or on the radio or however you listen to it, and then live, it's like it's up a notch.
Yeah,
like it's like you play it and you know, like it's just an extra 10% just pushes out so much more.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I love that song. This is a fun one to play. What I didn't even know what it's about. I had a dream I was on. I dreamt I was on an EasyJet flight with a bunch of witches. So that's the song.
Fair enough. There's an insight there. That's in the album notes.
Yeah, the album commentary. Oh, this one, I was having...
Oh, could you imagine the DVD commentary? That would be amazing. Yeah. Oh, I remember recording this one. I really need to go and be sick in the toilets because I was so drunk.
Actually, like, some of the songs on there have got a cool... Like, Magnitude 4.2 was written after the earthquake in Swansea.
Yeah.
Which was a 4.2 earthquake. And I was in a pub at the time. So it was kind of like, I just imagined what would have happened if everybody in the pub was on the same wavelength as me. Like, nobody did anything, and I was expecting, like, we should be celebrating. We just survived an earthquake.
Yeah, that's great, yeah.
Rupert, Are You Ready is about a cameraman on a horror film I worked on. And pretty much everything in that song is just scenes from the horror film.
Was that the horror film where you went for a run, didn't you, to join a running thing the other day? And you said that you filmed one. Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, where are you? How did you even end up there?
Yeah, that was a different horror film. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of that one. But it was the same like production team. They were based in Port Talbot, and they just made these straight to DVD things. You'd always see them in the charts in Asda and Tesco, and they were all filmed around Wales, horror films. And I just had a job working with those, and it was crazy, brilliant.
I love straight to DVD films. They're always wild, man.
Yeah.
The maddest plots, like.
Definitely. It's like the film is made in the same way a baker would make bread. It's like it's just going to be sold in a shop, so let's just chuck everything.
Well, let's move on to something that's I can see is on your hat right now, which has become very important to a lot of people over the last 6 or 7 months, I would say. I think 1 month. Yeah, 6 or 7 months, I would say. The first time you mentioned Running Punks to me was after the first couple of the reviews that you were doing, and we were chatting about it and stuff. But yeah, how did the sort of the branding and stuff come about? What's the sort of goal with it, or what's the plan?
Yeah, Running Punks it wasn't my idea. It was a friend of mine, Rodri, who I used to be in a band with when I was in school. He was a drummer. We both kind of started running again at about the same time. I think he started just before me. And he just sent me a message on Instagram. And he was like, oh my God, like, first of all, it's amazing to see you running. Like, you were born to do it. It's good to see you back doing it. So we just kept in touch. And then we were doing the same race as each other internationally. We were doing a half marathon. And we saw each other, like, gave each other a high five as we were running, which was weird because, like, my timing is so bad in a band that if we tried to do that on stage, I would have missed it, or I would have
fallen over.
After we connected, I was like, "Oh, it's meant to be." And he said, "Look, I've got an idea. It's an amazing idea, but it's going to take me about 5 weeks to write an email." I was like, oh. All right, he's either like built a time machine or he's found a way for my hair to grow back. And he sent me this. I was waiting for this email. So I was like, oh my God, please send me this email. And then the email came through and it was massive. Like, it was massive. And he just laid out his vision for Running Punks. Right. He said, like, I've noticed you race in a t-shirt, not a vest. I want to build a community where it's cool to wear a t-shirt because vests for him symbolize someone who's really competitive. And I was like, I'm down with that. I like that. And I read the whole email, and he had a picture of Joe Strummer running a London Marathon at the end. And I was like, what? I didn't know Joe Strummer was a runner. Like, what's that all about? And straight away, I just said, this sounds amazing. I'm in, whatever it takes to do it. Let's try and do it. So then he said, we need to come up with a name. He sent over a load of names, and like Running Punks was one of them. I said, oh, that sounds amazing. So then we designed a logo. We had a t-shirt made, and it was just for us. Like, it was just for us. We were going to be the two guys who entered races and were known as the Running Punks. And like, we were just going to see what happens. And it actually started this time last year. It was like the first thing we put on Instagram and stuff, and it just caught on so quickly. And that's something that Rodri could see before he even begun. On his email, he said this is something which is going to catch on, and I couldn't see that because I come from running, like, it's quite a competitive edge. Like, I thought, oh no, running's just about looking after yourself. What's this running community thing? I've never heard of it. And it just caught on, and I was just like, fair play, you've come up with this idea and you've included me. I'm just going to go crazy with it now. I think this is working, so I'm just going to do everything I can to make it crazy and different to fit in with your vision. And that's what happened.
Well,
yeah.
Like, obviously you've got mention the reviews and stuff. Like, we've got Sean Smith's jumped in the comments. Obviously we'll talk more about the reviews, but his question is, what's been the most viewed running review so far, and what bands surprised you the most?
The most viewed one is the Idols one. Because I did it before the album was out and stuff, so that's going to generate...
Some of Dev's top draw acting.
Amazing. He nailed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He nailed it. I said, I've got an idea. What do you think about this? And he's like, sounds great. And then we just filmed it. We did the whole thing like in about 10 minutes, me and him.
Nice.
That's been the most viewed one. The most surprising one, probably Dead Kennedys really surprised me, because for some reason I thought they were going to be shit. And it's like, but with like Future to the Left, say we were like jamming a song or something, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm hating this song, and it would be like, Jack or Falco would say, it sounds like Dead Kennedys, and I'm like, see, that's it now. Like, I'm never going to listen to that band. And yeah, it was just like, I don't know, just something about it, like the artwork doesn't seem appealing to me. The name just sounds like I'm not going to enjoy a band called that. And then the day I did the review, I was like, I was in a bit of a weird mood. I didn't want to run. It was bizarre. I just woke up and I was like, do you know what? I done a
They
lot.
will be walking punks.
yeah, totally. And I tried to mix it up. I went to a different place to run just to try and get a bit of motivation. And as soon as it started, I was like, I just thought to myself, I hate this. What the hell? And that just all changed as soon as he started singing and the guitar playing came in. I was like, this is amazing. This is magic. So Dead Candy surprised me the most. Rammstein as well. Rammstein just blew me away.
That was one of the that was one of the
sick, man.
Like the first ones I sat and watched like properly all the way through, and I was like, this is going to go one way or the other, and like you just loved it, didn't you? Like,
do you know what the thing that blew me away about Rammstein is? If you hear Rammstein in a bar full of people, it sounds totally different to when you hear them on your own.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like I'd heard a few songs like in Fuel or something like that in town, and I was like, oh my god. And I just the way you see people react to it, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be part of this. This is and then just hearing it on my own, I was like, this is so exciting. This is amazing. Good. Yeah. I listened to Rammstein so much. I think they can overtake Kendrick Lamar as my most listened to thing on Spotify.
Nice.
Honestly, yeah.
How crazy was it to sort of get some acknowledgement from the Run the Jewels guys?
Oh wow, that was mad.
Because that blew my mind. I tried to think what it was like for you, because I was like, wow, that's like 2 degrees of separation from LP. Like that's enough for me.
Yeah, it's well, like, you know, I was in their official advert for the album the other day, and I think there's something else that they're going to send a contract over for me to sign. So I think there's something else they're working on. I don't know, wow. But I've had a message off them saying we're going to send you a contract, and I was like,
amazing.
I'd rather
You're the third member of Run the Jewels.
Well, something has been discussed about possibly joining them on stage on a treadmill. If they, that's genuine. That's a world exclusive.
Don't do the treadmill. What you want to do is separate the crowd, and you just go run up the middle of the crowd, back and forwards, and get well in.
With a face mask on, handing out face masks. Put it on. Run the Jewels, right? Yeah. Run the Jewels is weird because they dropped it all. I hate saying dropped it, but they released it all of a sudden, didn't they?
Yeah, for free, basically, yeah.
Yeah, and I was out running a half marathon, and I was listening to some music, and I had a notification through my phone. I looked at it while I was running, and it was like, Run the Jewels is coming out today. And I was like, what? Oh my God, I need to run to this tomorrow. So I slowed right down on my run. I was like, save yourself for tomorrow, save yourself for tomorrow. And then I went to bed and I had a dream about the running review, and I had a Kendrick Lamar t-shirt on and Timmy Mallet sunglasses. So I was like, I've got to do it. I've got to wear that tomorrow. So I got my damn t-shirt out and I did it. I ran to it, and then I did my review and I edited it together, and I really didn't like the video. I was like, oh fuck man, this is stupid. Like, and I was paranoid because I said something like, the album doesn't mention Donald Trump, and then I put it online and I was like, shit, I should have checked that before I put it online. So I listened to the album and I was like so nervous, going, if they mention Donald Trump here, that review was just like a waste of time. And I was like, oh my
did
God.
he even listen to it?
Yeah, it's like, they haven't mentioned Trump once. This is like, right, so I've got that right. Okay, so that's a good thing. And because I was so kind of gutted with the video, my wife was like, let's go for a walk, just leave your phone at home. Stop checking your phone, stop looking at it. So I left the phone at home, and me, Glow, and Tommy went for a walk, and I came back, and it was like, Killer Mike had retweeted it, and LP had retweeted it. It was
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Imagine if you've been wrong with that as well.
Yeah.
You are?
Imagine if you've been wrong with the Trump thing as well.
Oh, it would have all gone downhill from there, Jim.
And like, I think I said on Sleep the Kinney one, the bass playing was amazing, and then someone was like, there's no bass player in Sleep the Kinney. But I do worry because it's like my first listen, and I don't I just say whatever comes to my head, and I just like, I don't worry about it until it's online, and then when it's online, I'm like,
you're like, oh, bollocks. That's how I explain it to people. I was telling people at work about this over the weekend. I was like, well, what Jimmy does is he reviews an album, but you don't hear the record, and it's just whatever comes into his head. It's like, it's how he experiences it, and it's there, and it's like, it is always the first time you experience something, but it's always so entertaining, because let's be honest, the whole point is it's supposed to be entertaining to people, and it makes people want to, they get happy, they feel great about listening to you review something. At the same time, like the running side to it is, I would say, equally as important. Like it's still sticking with your roots and stuff. It's
kind of it's so much stuff on the internet now is about like attention seeking and trying to get people to look at what you've got to say about something. And the thing I figured with the running reviews, and I thought this before I started it, was it's whichever way you look at it, it's a good thing, because even if nobody watches it, I've still had a good run. So
it's still a personal thing. You were saying, like with the running, it's about you really, but then you're giving someone else to everyone else.
Yeah.
If they don't enjoy it, tough. Like, you've already run.
Yeah, totally. It's helped my running. Like, it's made me a better runner. And so I'm like, well, even if like people hate it, I'm getting something out of it. And you can't really say that about a lot of stuff that people put on the internet. Like that they do in it. Obviously, like, I want people to watch it and I want it to get people running. But at the same time, that doesn't matter, because I'm just having a good time doing it, and it's making me healthy, and it's giving me something to focus on. So I was thinking, like I said, I mentioned it to a few friends, and they said, you've got to put the music on it. It wouldn't make sense. And I was like, right, go on YouTube.
Listen to it.
Yeah, go on YouTube and watch someone cooking bacon. I bet your mouth will start watering and you can't even smell that bacon. So that's what I'm doing for music. I'm going to get you to, like...
You are the ready, steady cook of running reviews.
Yes, I'm cooking bacon with my tongue. I'm making that album sizzle inside your mind, and you're like, I want to try some of that.
Yeah.
I got a retort from Sean Smith from his question. He said, you were wrong, because it was Every Time I Die was the band that was the best for you, but
well, I kind of gotten off Every Time I Die now, because I just ran. I did 4 of their albums in a week, and it took me about 5 weeks to get over it. Honestly, it messed me up. So I've kind of screwed that band.
And then Emma Bumford has said, Jimmy the Legend, the man responsible for renewing my love of running up the punks, and then she's thrown us some horns as well.
Ah, nice one. Thank you very much.
Keeping it
Thank
real.
you.
You've been on. Well, Lauren Laverne is a big fan of you as well,
Yeah.
as far as I'm aware. How did that sort of come around?
I saw her hitchhiking around Llanelli. And,
Seriously?
No.
Were you in the van and you were like, "There you go, love"?
I woke up in a transit and she was driving it. Someone, yeah. I asked the running punks community, like the cult leader that I am, the Charles Manson of.
Do you have a running punks robe?
Charles Manson of
and we've all got to drink the Kool-Aid before you go for a run.
Yeah. I just said, Lauren Laverne had retweeted a picture of Joe Strummer and running, and I just said, this is crazy. Like, I did a video on Running Punks Instagram. I said, this is mad, because that picture is what started Running Punks. Obviously, I'm a massive Lauren Laverne fan, and if she can become aware of Running Punks, that'd be amazing. So if you're on Twitter, please just send her a tweet saying, if you're a fan of that, check these guys out. And like a few people did it, and I noticed she was liking them. So we were all like messaging, like sending each other messages saying, oh my God, like she might be onto it. She might be onto it here. And then the next thing you know, she like sent me a message saying, please follow me. I want you to get you on the show. I didn't even follow her. Like, how bad is that? And she's like, yeah, she retweeted the Dead Kennedys one. And yeah, and she's been really supportive since. She's mentioned us a couple of times on the radio. Nice. And she just loves it. Like, she gets involved with like the Twitter side of it, the Instagram side of like she likes to post and stuff like that and share stuff. So like she has done so much just to put the word out there for Running Punks.
How does someone sign up then? What's the process?
You just have to like running, and you have to. Well, like anybody can sign up. You don't even have to like punk music. That's just. I hate saying punk is a way of life, because it's not. It's just punk is a nice one-syllable word. But you just have to know. I don't know. I'm just saying this from like my experience talking to people who are running punks, and myself and Rodri. Like, someone who knows their faults, someone who knows they're not perfect, and someone who just wants to make themselves better, and they think running is worth giving a shot. That's it. Like, if you think something needs to be changed, or part of your lifestyle could be better, try running, because running it brings loads of stuff with it. It'll improve your diet, it'll improve your state of mind, it'll improve your health, everything. So it's about people who just know they're not perfect, and they think that exercising and running and enjoying music and the community will bring them closer to being a better version of themselves. That's where it is. That's where it is.
What about the running plans that you've done? Because I know a couple of my friends have signed up to them, a couple of our friends, I should say, like signed up to them as well.
Yeah.
What's the vibe behind that? Because I know my friend Gareth's been doing it. Unfortunately, I think he injured himself skateboarding, like a middle-aged man he is. But
like the middle-aged man he is.
Yeah.
Hey, I just bought a scooter. I'm 30.
I saw that.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. The training plan. So when I started running again last year, like I lost 5 or 6 stone last year. And yeah, it's crazy. And I started running, but with the mindset of a 24-year-old world championship finalist. And I was going out at midnight, and I was trying to run like a 15-minute 5K around Llanelli. And I just thought, this isn't working. I need to approach running differently. So I'm a massive book geek, and I just got a load of books on running, and I just read them. And there were a few things I noticed that I liked the sound of, and one of them was that running slow is good for you. So I was like, I'll give that a try. Yeah, I'll give that a try. So I just slowed my running right down, and I noticed that everything got better. Like, my injuries went away. I felt better mentally. Like, I was making better progress, and I was, in a weird way, I was getting faster when it came to racing. I trained slow, but I'd run fast once a week. And then when it came to racing, I felt really fresh. And like, I ran a 10 kilometer in 34 minutes, which is faster than I've ever run it. And
That's faster than I can run 5K.
and I was 37, and I was like, I've just run 10 kilometers faster than I ever have before, and I'm 37. So I was like helping a few people out with training plans, and then I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna just try and get this to as many people as possible. So I just put a thing online saying, look, I'm writing training plans. They're £25 for 6 weeks, which is cheap for a running plan, honestly. And yeah, it's just been...
Especially from someone with the stature of yourself as well, like with the experience, because you could just go, yeah, I'm a PT, here's a plan.
Yeah.
But it's not like you've been to the top of where you can go with it, and it's good to have that experience from someone.
Yeah, totally.
To push to them.
Yeah, and I kind of, that's what Running Punks is all about. It's for everyone, and I just figured, like, I've got to charge for it because it takes me a bit of time.
Yeah,
but I just thought I don't want it to be targeted to people who are like great runners already and they just want to get a bit better. I want people who've never run before and they're going, do you know what, £25 is all right. Let's give it a punt. And I phone them up. We have a chat. They got my number. Like, I get some people who phone me mid-run.
Just going, why have you done this to me?
Yeah. What advice can you give me now I'm running?
They just phone me up and they're like, I've woken up in the back of a transit van, Lauren Laverne is driving. So yeah, and it's, I don't know, like, I just love it. I love seeing people getting better. I love showing people that running isn't what they thought it was. There's a lot of skill involved, and you can kind of master the skill and you would make better progress than if you just went out every day and smashed your runs and ran yourself into the ground. So I'm loving it. It's my full-time job now. I stopped working just so I could keep on doing this. So, and I love it. I love it.
Well, the question I just want to get to, I think, what sort of time are we looking at now?
Oh, don't go in.
Out of anyone ever, who would you want to join the Running Punks? Who would you want to be wearing that hat and the
Can't
t-shirt?
just throw that question on me like that. Out of anyone ever, my dad, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. But like my dad, the same age as me, that would be cool. That would be cool if I could build a time machine and have him, and then we could just have proper races.
Yeah.
If not, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Joe Strummer will obviously be one, because imagine him at that end of that marathon, but wearing a Running Punks t-shirt instead.
That would be cool. I think Joe Strummer or Kendrick Lamar, he's my hero. I would love to go for a run with Kendrick Lamar.
Go for a run with him.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
We'll get to Clonefley.
That'd be amazing. Or if not him, some crazy scientist like Carlo Ravelli or Richard Feynman. Yeah. And I could just talk about anybody who has extensive knowledge of parallel worlds. That's what I want.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wondered if there's I got Andrew Eddie Edwards who said he's on week 4 of Jimmy's plan now and it's working wonders, and another horn's been thrown in there.
Yes.
Yeah, if there's anyone in the watching the video live that wants to throw any questions out, obviously go for it and stuff. But
yeah, ask me a question.
Yeah, AMA, just like Reddit.
Ask me anything.
This is where there's a like a 5 to 10 second delay and it gets really uncomfortable. You sit there waiting and realise that nobody's watching anymore.
I don't blame them. I wouldn't watch me.
Man, hearing about the fucking sleeping in the van and that, it brings back so... I don't want to say I know so many people from Schleshley who sleep in vans, but I know another person from Schleshley who also... Well... who was living in Schleshley, used to sleep in a van. Is that like a Schleshley thing that is just in the van?
Man, yeah, I didn't live in Schleshley at the time, so maybe I'd have to do that to get citizenship.
That's a green card.
I had to prove I could do it. Yeah, I had to prove I could do it. Sleeping in a van is all right. It's darker than a bedroom.
Yeah.
that could be taken out of context.
That would be
actually, if I remember the first day that I knew that you were a runner, because to me you were at the time you were the guitarist in Future the Left and Vega Bodegas.
Yeah.
But we'd gone down to Brewfest. I won't go into the rest of the story, but I remember we'd gone to Brewfest at Depot. But I just remember you saying, right, gotta go and have a drink with my friend over there, and then I've got to run back to Cardiff to go and do an interview for Hubfest, I think it was. And I thought like it was just that casual thing, like, I've got to run back to Cardiff. And you were just going to jump in a taxi. But you were full like double denim, and you actually ran, which doesn't sound very, it's not very far, but you ran to Cardiff like it was nothing. And I sat there, I was like, I've come here to get absolutely slaughtered on loads of beers. And he's gone off for a jog in his jeans. I was like, there's something more to Jimmy than I didn't realise at first.
It's that happened. Like I used to run around. I don't drink anymore, which is good for the entire world, really.
Apart from non-alcoholic beers too quickly.
I drink so many non-alcoholic beers because I realised that I don't actually like alcohol. So by drinking alcohol-free beers, I'm not getting over my alcohol cravings. The thing I crave most is spending a shitload of money. I go to Morrison's and I just buy so many alcohol-free beers. I'm like, thank God I just wasted like £50. I feel so much better.
There you go. Sean's asked, what's the submission process for reviewing songs then?
Not to be in Biffy Clyro. No, I'm joking. I will do it. I'll do it. Of course, I'll do it.
We'll get Sean to send you the new Raiders stuff.
The thing is, I think everybody who's asked me to review their band have done it, or they are like in a waiting list because I can only do 2 or 3 a week, so the waiting list is massive. Right? It's massive. I got a mate from Truoki who's asked me to do an album for 4 months, and he's like, when are you going to do it? Honestly, like it's there, but when new releases come out, like say like the Deftones album now, I've got to run to the Deftones album or run the Jewels. So that knocks back your album a week. I can't like have a go at them. Have a go at
stop. So what needs to be is that everyone needs to stop releasing music for 6 to 10 weeks so that you can get your list out of the way, and then they can start again.
Yeah, and it's like there's so much. This is what happens. Like you run to a new album, and then someone says, "Oh, you're into new music, are you? Check out these new albums." And then you're like, "Oh, these all sound amazing." And I won't read too much about them, but I'll have a little look what it says online about certain albums, and I'm like, that's definitely up my street. Because I don't want to start doing stuff that I don't like, because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like saying I don't. It's cool to say you don't like something which has been out for years and it's not gonna like the artist probably isn't going to hear about it, and your opinion doesn't matter. But like I get so worried that I'm going to listen to a new album and not like it. I don't want to do it.
But that's part of it. Like you're so honest with stuff as well, though. That's the thing. Like let's take the Slipknot thing for example. I know like you didn't like it musically, but you weren't like negative about it. It was still like, I mean, not that Corey Taylor's ever going to sit and watch it or anything. I mean, it'd be great if he did, but it's not got like a massively detrimental effect on him. It's your opinion on how a record sounds. Like if you don't like something, you don't like it.
Yeah, I really.
It's the same as like you're saying, you can't undo the run, same as they can't undo the album.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. It's like that. I sold millions of copies, so my opinion of it doesn't matter. But I just thought, right, because the thing I've learned is by running to an album, you kind of realize how precious an album is as a work of art. Like, for example, Marilyn Manson's album, which I can't remember which one I did. But I ran 18 kilometers listening to that. And you're like an
hour and 5 minutes long or something like that, wasn't it?
And you're like, this guy has put all that effort into writing an album which has powered me for 18 kilometers. And you feel bad for slagging it off because you become aware of the work that must have got into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, just listening to it has made me run 18 kilometers. So God knows what it was like to write and record. Like, that must have taken years. And you just feel like, I don't want to just like say, I hate it, it's shit. I'm going to say I hate it, but I'm going to try and justify it. And I'm going to find something good about it. So I think that's a good thing about running to music is you can be like, right, I'm not enjoying this, but holy shit, my legs are moving fast. That's a good thing. Yeah.
One foot in front of the other. That's really what counts. That's the process, right?
Yeah, totally.
And I just want to quickly, while I remember, ask you about, the running punks thing. I know we're all in lockdown again now, but the groups that you're doing meetups on the Sunday and everything. I want to breeze over the lockdown thing because that's really shit. But the running meetups that you did on the Sunday, the amount of people that joined them is incredible. Obviously, we had James Joseph on a couple of weeks back.
Oh man, love that guy.
What an animal! Like, yeah, definitely. But how did that idea come about? Because I know you said earlier on, originally you thought running is for you. It's just for you personally, but it's you've expanded it to not running like you're running a race.
Yeah.
It's running as a team.
Yeah.
How did the idea of that come about then?
We did a run club.
I realise it still says Gloria on your name as well.
Yeah. The whole video, Gloria.
Yeah, my wife would be proud. I'll let you in on a secret, right? We did a run club at Soon Festival, and
Okay.
2 people turned up.
Okay.
I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna make this look good. So we went for a run until we found a group of people, and we found Cardiff Met Uni triathlon team.
Nice.
And I said, look, I'll be honest with you. This is my first run club. 2 people turned up. Can you get in a photo and pretend you've joined Running Punks? And they were like, yeah, cool, no problem. So we had a photo taken with them, and we trained with them.
Yeah.
Did a video. And then people were like, holy shit, like Running Punks has taken off quickly.
Wow.
So we put like some pictures up, and I was like, oh, do you know what? Who cares? Who cares? Like, we technically ran with these people.
Yeah.
But you know, that was last year. And then it was Bernie's idea to do a Cardiff run club.
Yeah.
He said, look, I'd love to do one. Is it okay if I organise one that goes from Music Box? I said, amazing. But let me just tell you, like, we tried one before and nobody turned up. And it's the same nerves as like putting on your own gig or something. You just think no one's going to turn up. And Bernie was like, no, it'll be great. It'll be good. Rodri was down with it. He's like, I think, you know, there's enough of a community now online. I think people will turn up. So we did that first run club, and there was like 30 people there, and they were genuine. Like, we didn't kidnap them or anything. That was real. Yeah, and it's mad. It's amazing. And we've got one starting on the weekend in London.
Nice.
Wow.
We've got one starting in Brooklyn. We've got one starting in Sao Paulo in Brazil. And it's all just people who've like just come to Running Punks online, messaged us. And we are just like, right, we're not just going to ask anybody to start a run club, but if someone's like communicating with us quite a bit and they seem cool, we'd be like, do you want to have the thumbs up to do a run club for us? So yeah, they're going to start popping up all around the world.
I was going to say, it's worldwide now. Well done, man.
Wild.
Yeah,
That is insane.
And it's just like the rules are really simple. It's like nobody gets left behind, so you all run. And if you've got to wait for someone, you just wait for them. But just like, don't leave people behind. Don't leave them running on their own. It's not competitive. I think anyway, Running Punks will just attract people who are not competitive. And it's just like being honest with each other and just being nice people. That's all we want to do. It's just a gang of nice people running together all around the world.
Fantastic.
Nice. That's lush.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I think that's an absolutely. I'm not going to keep going. Oh yeah, but I just want to ask this one thing. No, that was amazing. Thank you very much for giving us your time and stuff, Jim.
Yeah,
that's
that was,
all right.
That was nice, man.
We really appreciate it. I know I sort of messed around with the dates 3 or 4 times within about a 45-minute window a couple of weeks back anyway. But yeah, thanks for making the time for us, man.
Do you know what? I had the feeling that you must think I'm always on my phone, but it just happens. Whenever I pick up my phone, I've had a message off you and it's just come through.
Every time, like the video messages you did when you were running were so good. They were like, I was like, oh, they made me so happy.
I'll do more of those for you.
Yeah.
I'll do more of those. Have we covered everything? Are we cool?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic, man. Yeah,
also,
obviously,
that's
like
a really nice point to leave on as well. I think that got me all like when you were like, it's just nice people running. I was like, it is. It's nice.
It's mad though, like because I'm bald, which is why I wear a hat all the time. I don't go to a hairdresser, so I don't have a stranger to be open in front of. Like I can't just randomly talk to a stranger like and say, oh yeah, like the wife wants to go to Greece, but I'm not feeling it. So the run club for me is just like my barber shop, and we can all
free therapy.
we can all just run together, and it makes people so open and honest. And I think the community just made of real people, which is quite rare on the internet. We're all just real,
keeping it real.
All real people on the internet.
All real people.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
Sick.
Right. Thanks again, Jim.
Yeah,
no problem.
Thank you so much.
And good luck with everything.
Cool,
obviously, we'll put all the information on how to get in touch with you and stuff in the comments, because obviously when we put them up on YouTube, people can get in touch with you again. But yeah, thanks again for your time, man.
No problem at all. I loved it. I hope that was all right.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Loved hearing about you and your van. Cheers.
You
Nice
briefed
one.
over so much important shit, Ethan. Just
Yeah, I
love the
know, I'm just
carpets
like,
and vans, and
Love
that's
that
it.
van.
The carpet and the team hotel, honestly, man.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it
Wild.
wrecked me.
I look forward to the C chapter in the book, which is just carpets.
Yeah. That's
You
it.
got it. You got it. It is. Yeah, it is.
I was listening.
It is carpet. I can't remember what they all are. I can't remember what B is now. But I mean,
Yeah.
We'll do another. We'll do a live reading of the book when it's out.
yes, please. Yes, please.
All right.
Wicked.
Take care, Jim.
Nice one.
I'll
Take
see
it
you
easy.
soon.
Safe.
Thanks, man.
Ta-ra, guys. Ta-ra.
Bye.
Bye.